Are you feeling completely overwhelmed trying to figure out which engine under the hood of a Honda CR-V is actually going to give you the performance you need for your daily commute? It is a really common headache, especially since Honda has completely shifted their philosophy over the last few generations, moving away from traditional engines and diving deep into turbocharging and complex hybrid battery setups. Let us break down exactly what you get when you step on the gas pedal so you can understand the real-world driving dynamics without needing an advanced engineering degree. If you are looking at models from a few years ago, you will likely find the incredibly reliable 2.4-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. Naturally aspirated simply means there are no turbos pushing extra pressurized air into the engine block, it just breathes on its own. This engine makes roughly 184 horsepower, and it is widely known in the automotive community for being practically bulletproof if you keep up with the regular oil changes. The power delivery here is very linear, meaning as the engine revolutions climb higher you feel a steady and predictable increase in speed. It is not going to push you back into your seat, but for city driving and basic highway merging it gets the job done with minimal fuss and long-term peace of mind. However, if you are looking at the newer generations, the standard setup is the 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. Now you might be thinking 1.5 liters sounds absolutely tiny for a family vehicle, and you would be right, but the turbocharger completely changes the dynamic of the car. This engine produces 190 horsepower, but the real magic is in the torque curve. Torque is that low-end pulling power that you physically feel when you first accelerate away from a stoplight. Because the hot exhaust gases spin up the turbo to force compressed air into the cylinders, this little engine gives you maximum pulling power at very low engine speeds. You do not have to rev it out loudly to get moving. It feels punchy and highly responsive, particularly around town where you need quick bursts of speed to change lanes safely or jump into tight gaps in fast-moving traffic. Both of these gas-powered engines are paired with a CVT or continuously variable transmission, which does not have traditional fixed gears like a standard automatic. Instead, it uses a highly clever system of metal belts and pulleys to constantly adjust and keep the engine operating in its most efficient power band. Some driving purists complain that it sounds like a continuous drone when you floor the gas pedal because the engine speed stays perfectly constant while the car accelerates, but for 99% of daily driving situations it is incredibly smooth and maximizes both engine power and fuel efficiency seamlessly. Finally, we absolutely have to talk about the undisputed king of the current lineup, which is the 2.0-liter hybrid powertrain. This is where things get really interesting from a technical standpoint. The hybrid setup pairs a traditional gasoline engine with two separate electric motors for a combined output of 204 horsepower and a massive 247 pound-feet of torque. Because electric motors deliver all of their pulling torque instantly the very moment they start spinning, the hybrid CR-V feels significantly faster and much more responsive right off the line than the regular turbocharged model. When you are crawling through slow stop-and-go traffic, the car can actually run entirely on electric power, making it whisper quiet and unbelievably smooth. Then when you need to merge onto a fast highway, the gasoline engine smoothly kicks in to help provide the sustained high-end power needed for those higher speeds. The transition between electric and gas power is so incredibly well managed by the onboard computer that you will barely even notice it happening behind the steering wheel. The hybrid option is not just about saving trips to the local gas pump, it actually provides the most premium driving experience in the entire lineup simply because of that instant electric torque and the significantly quieter cabin environment. So to sum it all up for you, the older naturally aspirated engines give you that old-school proven reliability, the modern turbo engine gives you punchy low-end torque for quick city agility, and the hybrid variant gives you the absolute best combination of instant off-the-line power, silky smooth operation, and excellent long-range cruising capability.